Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mad Oak Studios in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Benny Grotto, and today I'm going to be walking through some new microphones that I got from Rode in Australia, the K2 tube microphone, and a pair of TF-5 small diaphragm condenser mics. If you've spent any time on the internet in the last few months, you probably noticed that the Rode TF-5 microphones are getting a lot of really positive press, particularly as drum overheads. So that seemed the obvious place to try them out today. I've also had the K2 on my radar for years and years and years, but didn't really know much about it. Frankly, had sort of written it off as yet another entry in the cheap, kind of Chinese-made tube condenser microphone market, which frankly is totally oversaturated, and I figured the last thing I need in my life is another cheap microphone. But turns out I was proven very wrong. I really, really dug the microphone a lot. So my intern and I set up my A&F drum kit in our live room here at the studio, and the A&F kit is a steel shell drum set tuned wide open, no muffling. It's a great candidate for testing out microphones because it is ringy, it has a huge dynamic range, it's very detailed tone, a lot of sustain, and it really kind of puts to test the ability of a microphone to capture those sorts of details. I tend to find that tight rock-oriented drum kits that are heavily dampened, muffled, punchy, those sorts of kits are a little more forgiving of lesser quality microphones than something like this A&F kit, which really demands a lot of the microphone to capture all the minutia of the sound. Set the mics up in a few different configurations. I kept the TF-5s as overheads, although we did try a few different sort of orientations of those. And the K2 ended up kind of being the main focus for me. There's some really great online videos comparing the TF-5s against other microphones as overheads, and I didn't want to even try to compete with any of that. I mean, Bo Burchell did a really great job with his, and to me, that's kind of the standard bearer. So for me, it was all about the K2 and finding out kind of what it could do. So I ended up using it as what we sometimes call a crotch mic or a bone mic. It's a sort of a Chad Blake staple. It's a mic placed directly over the kick drum, kind of pointed down towards the beater, just right in the middle of the kit. It captures the whole kit really well, takes compression really well. It's just a cool sounding one mic drum sound. I tried it a few different polar patterns, cardioid, omni, figure eight, sort of see how the K2 handled rejecting the other elements of the kit, how I could kind of focus in on different parts of the kit, and just the general tonal changes that occurred with the different polar patterns. We also did a standard fronted kit, room mic, mono room mic, probably 5-6 feet out in front of the kit. And then I did a kick out mic. One of the reasons that I was really psyched about this K2 is that it's got extraordinarily high SPL handling. I think the documentation says it's 162 dB SPL, which is massive. So you can really kind of just shove it anywhere and beat it up with a lot of level, and it won't break. So that makes it a great candidate for things like this Chad Blake kind of kick mic or a front of kit or a kick out. And I was so impressed with it on the kick out that I thought it would probably be a good idea to compare it against my 47 FET, which is the mic I typically use on the kick out. It's been a staple of mine for pretty much as long as I've been recording professionally. And well, I'm not going to tell you how it turned out. I will let you decide for yourself when we get to some of the sound examples in a little bit.